From clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood now at 11 p.m.
Right now at 11, a moment in history. President Joe Biden announces he is stopping his re-election campaign after concerns about his ability to run and win.
I'm happy about Biden dropping out.
Why is that?
It's long overdue.
Now the Democratic nomination is up in the air. Biden is endorsing his VP, Kamala Harris, and many are following suit.
She's smart, she's real, and she's everything that we need.
But on the other side of the aisle, the president dropping out of the race, bringing in bigger concerns about his ability to lead.
Is he able to run the country for the next 6 months? And a lot of Republicans do not think he can.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Molly Reed in for Eric Von Aiken. Now, this all started after a disastrous debate performance by President Biden. CBS's Natalie Brand is at the White House with the latest. Now all eyes are on Vice President Kamala Harris. She has said she is running, but will she actually become the nominee? If Harris is at the top of the ticket, now there's a long list of potential VP contenders, all of whom have their own presidential ambitions, including Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and Senator Raphael Warnock from Georgia. A lot of questions right now, and we want to bring in reporter Jarrell Baker. Jarrell, I know you sat down with our political expert today to get a kind of an insight on what's going on.
Yeah, that's true. Well, first off, it's been quite the 2 weeks when it comes to this political race. Now, I spoke with UFC historian Jim Clark, and he told me just about the importance of this event and also talking about the long road ahead, especially for the Democrats.
Now, Drill, we know right now a lot of names are being thrown out to officials, create a game plan just to keep this thing moving right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's place that you don't want to be in, especially if you're a Democrat. When I was talking with UCF historian Jim Clark, he pointed that out. But I also talked with a lot of local leaders, them telling me that it's not an ideal situation. However, they believe that this was necessary for them, and now they're trying to focus on who is the right candidate to run for their party. Now, we are expecting to hear from President Biden and Vice President Harris in the coming days. But also, we know that the DNC convention is going to be happening over in Chicago, and that is when they'll do the official announcement of who will be the presidential nominee.
A lot up in the air right now.
Who that will be, we'll really do not know. We know there's a lot of names in the hat right now.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Darrell. And of course, on the other side of the aisle, Republicans are just as shocked. I sat down with party leaders from Orange and Brevard counties to get their reactions, too. Now, former president and Republican nominee Donald Trump issued a statement on Truth Social. He says Biden is not fit to be president and wasn't when he was elected back in 2020. Now, this is a major developing story, and we are going to bring you every angle of this around the clock on our website. Go to clickorlando.com. And you can also watch the latest updates on News 6 Morning starting at 5. You gotta watch before you go. Taking a live look now over downtown Orlando from our Light Orlando camera. A hot and stormy one. Samara, how's the week looking ahead?
Well, it looks like it's going to be a stormy start to the work week. In fact, a little bit more stormy than it was today. So as we take a live view of the radar, we're going to sweep it back about 4 hours. And you're going to notice that there was really quite a bit of heavy rain falling once it rolls back here in just a minute. Right now, there's not too much left on the radar tonight. It's going to continue to fizzle out as we get closer to midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning. But as we roll it back here, you can see all of the heavy rain across Ocala and Marion County, as well as portions of southwest Orange going into southern Lake County tonight. So all of that is pretty much fizzled out. So when I stop it and put it in stop mode, you can really see just a little bit of light to moderate rain falling across northwestern Volusia County and the Ocala National Forest, as well as parts of Sumter and Lake County. The rest of Central Florida is dry tonight. So when we zoom in a little bit tighter again, once it's just moderate to light rain left. And today we managed to get up to 96 degrees, about 2 degrees below the heat record of 98 set in 1892. I can tell you the heat, the humidity, and the wet rain, the wet setup is definitely going to continue as we head into the upcoming work week. Rain chances are bumping up a little bit. I'll have all those details straight ahead. Molly?
All right, more breaking news tonight. Thousands are without power after an electrical fire in Eustis. Take a look at these flames from this video that was sent in by Savannah Green. Duke Energy says 7,600 customers are currently without power. They're working to restore the power now. And right now we're staying on top of a developing story in Lake County. Homes evacuated after a hole was found forming under a house in Groveland. Now that house has been officially condemned and 2 surrounding homes have been evacuated. But for the people who are not evacuated, they tell us they don't know what they should do.
I'm just concerned, right now, because I don't know if we need to pack and evacuate and leave, because I know for a fact that I've seen sinkholes get a lot bigger, and then all of a sudden it just drops.
According to officials in Groveland, the hole has gotten a little bigger, but as of right now, no more homes are being evacuated. A former sheriff's office employee in Seminole County is demanding accountability after the charges against him were dropped. Leroy Green resigned after he was arrested in May in a prostitution sting. 2 other men were also arrested. Now the state attorney's office has dropped those charges, and Green says the sheriff's office needs to make it right.
My request is that the Sheriff Lima, would immediately take corrective action against the officers involved in my arrest, who are not in keeping with the organizational values and philosophy of the Sheriff's Office.
We reached out to the Sheriff's Office for comment, but they said they're going to let the reports in this case speak for themselves. Well, it's a hot topic of debate among parents. Year-long schools, and one school starts this new schedule tomorrow. We hear from people who are still iffy about their kids going there. But first, Florida's primary election is a month away, and even if things seemed decided on the national front, there are plenty of local elections to worry about. We break it down next. You're watching News 6, getting results for Palm Bay, Hunters Creek, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back. Welcome back. More election news this Sunday about an important deadline tomorrow. Florida voters must register to vote or declare their party by the end of the day tomorrow. Now, in order to participate in the August 20th primary, while Florida is a closed primary state, depending on where you live, there may be nonpartisan races you can vote in on this ballot. News 6's Emily McLeod spoke with the Orange County Supervisor of Elections office and tells us what you need to know before heading to the polls. Now here at News 6, we want to know the issues that will matter to you when you head to the polls. Now scan this QR code on your screen and let us know what is most important to you. We're going to take your questions and go to the candidates over the next few months. Here are some of the responses we've received from you all so far. Viewer April wrote in and tells us some of the things she's concerned about are women's reproductive rights, affordable housing, and expanding Medicaid. While a lot of those are big picture issues that will impact a lot of people, we also want to hear about the local issues that we can take to your county commission candidates, for example. You can submit your question using this article on clickorlando.com. Well, believe it or not, summer vacation is ending already for some students. Earlier this year, Challenger 7 Elementary School in Port St. John announced they would start doing a year-round school schedule, which means for them, school starts tomorrow. Parents we talked to aren't too sure on what to think still. The rest of Brevard County will start in less than a month on August 12th. Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting first day of school tomorrow. Pretty early, huh?
It is pretty early, and I mean, it just kind of puts everything into perspective that the rest of everyone else goes later in the month. So
it's an interesting setup when they get that they get a few weeks off at different parts of the year. But how, I guess, is the weather going to look for their first day of school tomorrow?
Well, it looks like it's going to be a soggy setup. So I would say pack the rain gear for the kiddos in the backpack for sure. So as we take a live view at the radar tonight, everything is starting to simmer down. We did have a few heavy rain showers for some heavy rain, as well as some strong gusty winds between about 40 and 50 miles per hour, and quite a bit of lightning over Marion and going into Lake and Sumter County. But tonight, everything is starting to quiet down. Just a little bit of light rain left across northern Lake and Sumter County, and also the Ocala National Forest, maybe a little bit there over northwestern Volusia County, but that is about it. Today we managed to get up to 96 degrees. You may have noticed that there was a little bit of haze in the air, and that has everything to do with that Saharan dust I mentioned last night at 11. So when we look at the air quality tonight, it's definitely made an impact here locally. We have a moderate air quality across the majority of Central Florida. So you may have noticed it. You may have felt it in your sinuses, maybe, if it bothers you. It's been bothering me a little bit, but I can tell you that all that is going to be dampened over the next couple of days as we get this little bump up in tropical moisture coming in from the south. All of the stuff to the north is going to stay to the north, but look at this. You see these wind streams in the red bringing in some warm tropical air, so that means not only are our rain chances going to go up, but so is the humidity. So you can bet with temperatures in the mid-90s over the next several days, it's going to feel extra hot like it has been between about 104 to 107 all the way through Wednesday. In fact, I think that's going to continue as we head into the end of the work week and into next weekend. So don't be surprised. It feels super sticky outside. What does that look like here locally for you tomorrow? So as we head into the rest of tonight, everything is nice and quiet. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, I think we're fairly dry. Maybe a few clouds streaming in from the south as we head throughout the day, though. Get closer to noon, you'll start to see a few showers start to move in southern Brevard County first, and then as they continue to make their way north, they're going to spread out just a little bit more. So around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll start to see maybe a spotty shower or two around the metro, and then it's going to continue as we head into tomorrow night. This particular model is really not hinting at a whole bunch of widespread coverage. It's not picking up on that tropical moisture just yet, but I do believe it's going to be a little bit more widespread than what this particular model is hinting at. In fact, your rain coverage is going to go up to 60% for tomorrow, staying at 70% on Tuesday, so a little more active on Tuesday. By midweek, we're still there at 60%, and then we drop off to more typical activity come late week, and that means sea breeze storms mainly across the interior portions of the state. So no tropical development across over the next 7 days. That's good news for us. Your overnight lows will stay in the mid to upper 70s under partly cloudy skies. Here's tomorrow.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency? You ought to call Strata.
A high of 96 will feel like 105, possibly even hotter. Keep in mind, rain chances are going up in the second half of the day. Now let's get you some results and show you your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. Tuesday, a little stormy there, high of 94, but notice when we dial back on the rain chances by Thursday to 50%, that's where we go back up to 95.
Oh, going to be a warm one.
It's definitely going to be very hot out there, and I know you're out in the field a lot.
Ooh, bad hair week.
It's going to be that, and just you remember to carry your rain jacket.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Samara. Well, here's a look at tonight's winning lottery numbers. Fantasy, 5, 5, 6, 15, 12, 22. Pick 2, 3, 0. Pick 3, 9, 9, 7. Pick 4, 9, 8, 4, 8. Pick 5, 2, 2, 6, 0, 2. And the fireball is 3. And cash for life, 15, 24, 28, 33, 36. The cash ball is 4. Good luck. Well, Ryan Welch is here with sports. It was a close call for a former Gator.
Yeah, Molly. Billy Horschel had a fabulous Open Championship, but the problem is, for him, another contender went racing past him to win the tournament. Yeah, we'll have the highlights and reaction. Plus, we'll talk the Magic's Summer League swan song. But before we go to break, hats off to the latest crop of inductees in the Baseball Hall of Fame. We're talking Todd Helton, Jim Leland, all these guys enjoying their day in the sun. That's Adrian Beltre and Joe Mauer. We will be right back.
Hybrid cars are blowing up in popularity, but the battery in some models are in short supply.
Right away that they thought it was the hybrid battery.
These same batteries are used to power your phone, laptops, and other devices. News 6 anchor Lisa Bell investigates the growing supply issue. Find out what's being done to find a solution to this problem and what you can do to extend the life of your battery. Tomorrow on News 6 at 6 a.m.
Insiders.
What is a News 6 Insider? Find out at clickorlando.com/insider. Trooper Steve on Patrol is sponsored by Gibson Truck World. We are the king of trucks.
Welcome back to News 6. This time, what happened in Vegas did not stay in Vegas. Magic fans learned a lot about their crop of up-and-comers, and the returns were pretty positive. Today, the other guys played in the Summer League swan song against the Timberwolves. And we'll be right back.
There's a new chief in town. Candace Campos, chief meteorologist, News 6.
All right, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be right back tomorrow morning starting at 5 a.m. Have a good week.